What?
It was a special moment for a minute.
We'll set this up in the future.
I'm not leaving.
I think it's a good thing.
I'm not leaving.
Security.
14 minutes. Why?
Whoa! Talanoa Hufanga, Purdy, get in there.
Come on, Purdy.
He nervous.
Rico. Tig. Yamador. How you doing?
Grab you after permission.
Say it one more time.
Grab you after for a question about
Okay.
this.
So, let's get it.
Well, how exciting is it to be back out here after a long-awaited, moment to get here?
Definitely. I'm just super excited, super blessed. First and foremost, just all praise to God just getting me back on the field, and got great teammates, support, and great staff that's really helped me through a lot of this process for sure. I've been here the whole time. Usually I like to go down to San Diego and be with Troy, but this was a different time period for myself, and so being back with some great people, it's been amazing.
Nick Sorensen was saying that you can actually get better through mental reps when you don't play for a long time if you really take it seriously. Do you think that you've become a better player even while not playing all this time because you've been so mentally into it?
Definitely. It's crazy because the part of this process is the volume aspect. You can never put too much volume early on, so there's not a lot of running aspect to it. So a lot of it was just me watching film, and so I pride myself on watching film already, but on top of that, I watched hours and hours of film and really just correcting my mistakes. I think Troy really set it up for me, and my coaches, specifically DB. He's like, go and pinpoint everything. And I went back and watched all of my good plays, bad plays, mediocre plays, and really just detailed out everything because there's so much more to learn. There's so much more being a sponge and just absorbing all this knowledge that they have. And so it's been good though.
How's the head and shoulders?
The head and shoulders is not in the works because I'm a Bath and Body Works guy, and so Bath and Body Works, shout out to them. So it's good.
Your teammate is over there. They were sitting here earlier. Can you talk to us about the closest of the DB room and what that's meant to you all this time?
Well, for me, as much as I'm quiet, I love to be out there with the guys, and I really truly miss that in this opportunity. Like being training camp, it's a different schedule for me because everybody's out there practicing, and I'm off to the side doing my rehab in the weight room, lifting, doing something different, and so I missed out on a lot of those things. And so just being back with the guys is a lot of just being the juice, being the energy, and being a funny guy to lean on and have a good conversation because it's more than just football in this locker room, and I think that's what separates us from a lot of places, just so we can go out there and play, trust each other, and have fun at the end of the day.
What were some of the lessons John Lynch shared with you when you were watching training camp practices with him?
Well, it's crazy because I remember talking to him last year, and this is before I got hurt.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was my eyes. Like, how can we detail out my eyes and the way that I play? Because he believes in me. He gives me the ability to go out there and play instinctually. And so a lot of it was like, what are we seeing with my eyes when we're back there watching together? Because a lot of it, you guys probably saw me out there. I'm standing next to him just asking him, it was like, where are your eyes at on this play? What's this play? What are we doing in it? And how would you attack it if you were offensive? And I got to go watch some with Kyle because Kyle even brought me into that. Because I even went back and watched practice back right next to him and seeing what they're trying to attack for our defense. And so those are the things that you pick up and you learn and try to put into our game and make our defense the best in the world.
Some of the silver linings maybe that has happened is that being able to go back through your film with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's actually funny because I look back to my second year, Pro Bowl, All-Pro. But to me, it was like it was really mediocre in a sense, and I really like to look at it that way. And I got to criticize myself to that standard. And so, for myself, I got to be better for this team. I got to be more communicative to everyone. And if I can make a play for Tig, if I can make a play for Demo, guys that are sitting in my locker, like I'll do it. And so I need to put them in the best position to do that. And so that relies on me.
When you say mediocre, that year, were you mean just like on a consistency basis from play to play? Like what?
Well, it's just like even the plays that I had made, it's like, how can I be better on those? Like, why did it take me 3 times to see the same play? Like, and it happens in the league, across the league. I'm not saying I'm the only person, but I like to hold myself to that standard. If I've seen the play twice already, why did it take me a 3rd time to make it? And so you really see it when you go back and look, and it's a copycat league. That things that we got beat on in the first 2 games, we're going to see it against the Rams, and things like that. And so that's part of us learning and growing and coming together as a defense to be the best we can.
Prior to this, as you're going through the process, is this about when you thought you'd be back, or did you just take it week by week and let your body and the doctors tell you?
If I'm being truthful with you,
yeah,
I took it hour by hour.
Yeah,
because it changes every day.
Yeah.
And that's something I learned. And early on, my daughter was walking before I was, and so that puts it in perspective of how humble you got to humble yourself in that sense. And truly, I mean that by the bottom of my heart. Like, I took it hour by hour, and I'm here. I'm excited, and hopefully my number's called, and I'm ready to go.
Prior to this week, did you have a chance to have to go through that? Like,
Say one more time, sorry.
How was that mentally to have to go through that? Like, can you kind of explain or like paint a picture for the mental progression that you had to go through dealing with that injury?
Well, honestly, for me, the mental aspect was actually never it was never an issue. It was really just the physical aspect. Like, I just couldn't do much. For me, it was an opportunity to be around my family. It was an opportunity to dive into the playbook, dive into the film room. And so, like, I never really looked at it as like a bad process to go through. Like, everybody's been through something. And I think this was just my story and my process. And so when I looked at it, there's so many positives from it versus negatives. And I think a lot of people can get caught in the negatives, and it will affect your healing for sure. So for me, I had to stay bright, just bring the juice when I was around my guys, and so I'm just really happy to be back. So
prior to this week, did you have a chance to do any scout team stuff to kind of work back into it?
Oh, definitely. I even got some reps against George early on, and so for me, those were like things that I needed to see. Like, how can I be better against this? And BA running across the field flying like he does, like, how can I be better against this? And I think it just prepped me. It's getting me right. It's getting me ready for this, and whatever they do come Sunday, like, I'll be ready.
So what was it like going against?
How are you and Ji'Ayir preparing for your communication to be on point this week?
Definitely, just being out there with him. Like, we talk about it first off in the film room, and then like, how can we go out there and show different things? You know, a lot of times you can get stuck just being stagnant. And for me, I just got to be, because that's one of my issues too. Like, how can we just show something, do something different, and if we're just gonna play the call, we're gonna play it straight and win the down. So.
Day before Sunday's game, it's SC Michigan. You got a thought or two?
5-1 all the way. We're gonna win. Easy.
You hear that, Tracy?
Well, he's going to do predictable picks in a second, so I'm going to hear it again.
By South, and they're expecting that there could be as much as 65% of the stands full of 49er fans. What's that dynamic like for you guys when you go on the road and you get that kind of support?
I mean, it's crazy. You really realize how blessed you are to have the fan base that we have, that travel like they do, and it's not just LA. Their presence is felt pretty much every city. So, but yeah, it's definitely. When you come out as an away team and you go out there and you just see a sea of red, it's definitely a very uplifting experience for sure.
There are times where the Rams, the home team, has to go on a silent count. It's that loud.
Yeah. If you got about 70% of one team in there, they can make it pretty hard on you. Yeah.
Is it going to be strange facing the Rams with no 99 on the other side?
Not strange. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable. I can say that. I mean, he's obviously one of the best defense players ever walked this planet. So not having him there does make a difference.
You're a veteran of so many of these battles, but was last week kind of a reminder that from week to week, you just never know what can happen in this league in terms of who can win, and then now you guys have an injury situation where you have to overcome guys being gone. I guess that's just life in the NFL.
It's life in the NFL. I've 15 years, I've seen a lot of these situations. You kind of understand that no game is promised, no matter what the spread is, no matter what the injury report says. You still got to go out there and play football, and it's a game of inches, and anything can happen at any time. So, that's the football. It's the football I've known since 2010, so it doesn't surprise me.
There can't be any lack of confidence, I'm assuming, without you both Christian and possibly George. So, what does the offensive feel, I guess, going into this game without possibly George?
It's just next man up. It sucks. Those guys are the best in the world, but who really feels sorry for us? So it's next man up league. It's a couple guys that we want to see get more action anyway. So hate it had to come on the heels of somebody being injured, but this is when opportunities present themselves, and nobody would have known Jordan if a couple guys didn't go down. And nobody would have known Brock if we didn't lose 3 quarterbacks in 1 year. So, it's a blessing in disguise, and guys just got to be ready to step up and relish in the moment.
You want to reveal who the next man up are going to be the next stars on?
It's about 4 or 5 people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even got the answer for you, but it's somebody else.
The Vikings have gotten a lot of press for how complex what they were running defensively last week, how it looked. Based on what you've seen, were they running a lot of unique stuff relative to what you normally?
I wouldn't say definitely unique, definitely 100% unique. How difficult it is. I mean, it's not like something that we can't do, something we can't. The game was well within our reach, and you know, couple bad bounces of the ball, you know, a couple inches this way, a couple inches that way, and you know where the game kind of got away from us. But yeah, it's definitely a unique defense, but you know, I feel like we had the plan to attack it in the way we should have, and we just didn't make the plays when the plays were presented to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That you healthy. You know, he came back, you know, he's still himself, you know, and still flying around, still making calls. So it's dope to see out there. You know, this is really our first time getting together, you know, since I've been here, honestly.
Can you kind of explain a little bit more about making the calls and the communication? Because obviously he's got the experience and seems to have been a student of the game while he's not been playing the last 10 months.
Yeah, I mean, we got certain calls we make, you know, every play. And just both of them firing them off at the same time, firing them back to each other, you know, getting the whole conversations out before the ball even snapped is a big challenge, you know. And he does it. He's one of the best at communicating, and I pride myself in communicating as well. So it's been dope.
This is mainly among the DBs, right? Why Fred kind of
Yeah. Fred do his thing in the front seven. You know, we do our thing in the back end.
You mentioned this is kind of your first chance with him in a game, right? Because when he got hurt against Tampa is when you had your first kind of extended action.
Yeah,
last
we
year,
got
right?
we got together preseason Broncos 2023. We got together, but probably like 5 snaps he had, and wasn't much action, you know. So we get to get out there and get a full game together, you know, put together a full week together for the first time we've been out there since he got hurt. And it's going to be dope to get out there with him.
How big was he for you before he got hurt last year as far as training camp in the meeting room, kind of helping you get up to speed? And then after he got hurt, was he able to spend much time, you know, just breaking stuff down with you over your rookie year?
Before he got hurt, man, I just like to watch him play. You know, on the sideline, just observing, watching him play, watching the calls he made, watching the way he approached the game. Just learning from him at that point. You know, it was my first time in the NFL, so just looking at the guys in front of him, T-Gip, and seeing how they, you know, approach the game and handle the game. That's how they taught me last year, you know, just watching from the sideline. After he got hurt, he didn't spend much time around. You know, he had to get back on the recovery to get back to this point. So, you know, it was more me and T-Gip.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You may have already addressed this, but we know you guys are down a couple guys. They're down a couple guys. The minute you start thinking, oh, they don't have their star guys, you can't think like that, can you? Every week you have to be ready to go.
Nah, it don't matter. It don't matter if they was out there or not. You know, whoever coming out there on Sunday, we're gonna take the same approach. So, you know, we ain't really thinking too much about who they don't got. You know, we focus on the game plan, executing that.
Who stands out to you with no Nakua, no Cooper Cup among those wideouts?
Oh, among those wideouts. 18's pretty good. I think he can, you know, handle that role of a Cup, you know, take on that responsibility. They got a couple other guys, you know, the tight end with Higbee out. The other tight end, he's pretty solid. 15, what's named? Forget 15 name, but he's also one of the starters over there. He's been doing a good job on film. So it's been pretty good watching them guys, man. And when we're ready to go out there and compete.
All right, Jeff.